So I'm at college. That's a mood.
I'm a disgruntled Eagles fan, and we're awesome.
Hey disgruntled. Sorry I haven't been posting a lot lately, but honestly I've just gotten I just got into college and I really haven't been having that much time to actually film this preseason game video or preseason recap video because honestly I didn't really watch the preseason games the past 2 weeks because due to college and the 1 week late, 1 week late to actually posting a preseason recap because preseason ended for the Eagles exactly a week ago today. So that is my legitimate excuse of not posting for 2 months. Okay, not really. I haven't been in college for 2 months, but only 3 weeks, but I'm still going to use it as an excuse. So, this is the preseason recap, and basically there's not that much to recap about the preseason. It's, as every preseason, it's pretty much a snooze fest. And honestly, I don't really know. There's not much to elaborate on this preseason, except for who got waived, who we signed. I mean, we've signed a lot of people on and off of the practice squad. We waived a bunch of people. Basically, the Eagles went 1-3, which honestly, I would prefer them go 1-3 in the preseason because every time they went 1-3 or 2-2 in the preseason, they usually go to the playoffs or advance to the playoffs and go have a deep run and or make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. Criteria a couple years ago when we went 2-2 in the preseason looked like absolute crap, but then went on this 13-3 run and you know the rest. But I really was hoping that the Eagles would look like trash in the preseason because honestly it doesn't matter. It's just for the coaches to look at the players and see how well they do and elaborate on that. Carson Wentz did not have a start this preseason due to the fear of him getting hurt, which I really liked because I don't want him to get hurt because there's been too many injuries to this team already that's affected us. The two standout players that I thought did super well was Whiteside and Andre Dillard. They both looked very, very good for rookies in this preseason, and they stood out for being a first round, and I don't know what for a first round pick, and I forgot what Whiteside was picked in the draft, but it looked very well in their debuts in the preseason and throughout the preseason. Especially Whiteside during the Ravens, where he caught a touchdown over 100 yards and 8 receptions. He is going to be a really, really nice receiver to put in this lineup. And Dillard, he's going to protect Carson Wentz really, really well. And thanks defenses this year for an offensive lineman. He might not get the start right away, but I feel like he can maybe a year or two get the start. Maybe even this year, possibly like halfway through the season or whatever. Now, sadly, the best quarterback performance out of the entire league this preseason, Cedric Thornton, we waived him. No, I'm just joking. He played like crap. The first game, I think it was just nerves, and then he played kind of well or decently well throughout the third and fourth game. We just got brutally destroyed with quarterbacks this preseason with both Thorson and Sudfeld being injured. Sudfeld, the first game in which Thorson had to finish, and then Cody Kessler getting injured the second game and Thorson having to finish that game as well. We also cut Cody Kessler as well, quarterback, and what I said previously, Cedric Thorson. Nope, it's not Clayton Thorson, not Cedric Thornton, it's Clayton Thorson. So when I said Cedric Thornton, just ignore me when I said that. I don't really feel like editing that out and replacing it with Clayton. But yeah, both Clayton Thorson and Cody Kessler were both waived. Now I have some sad news. We waived both Josh Adams and Weddle Smallwood. Josh Adams got picked up by the Jets, and Weddle Smallwood got picked up by the Washington Redskins. I'm sad to see both of these guys go. I mean that they weren't the best running backs in the league or anything, but we had Weddle Smallwood for the past few years, and he did a decent job going off and on of practice squads, but he did a really decent job when playing. His only issue is that he fumbled a few times, or a few too many times, and I think that's why we waived him. And he's just like that decent backup running back, like the third or fourth string to fill in to get the couple downs to the rest of the first string running backs. And Josh Adams was our leading rusher last year. That's just how you know that our running back situation was just freaking terrible. And also, Pumphrey is gone. We got him a couple years back in the draft. He's a running back too, so we also let go of him. But since we let go three of those running backs, we also signed Darren Sproles to a 1-year contract with us. He's going to be staying for 1 more year. Hopefully, maybe a couple more after that, so he can go through the all-purpose yards. But I really like that, and our running back core right now is super strong with Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders, and Darren Sproles all running, and Corey Clement all running down the throats of defenses. I'm really excited to see Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard's this first game on Sunday, and hopefully they're going to have breakout games. Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard are going to be filtered in and out frequently Sunday, and that core is going to be really strong, and hopefully a crap ton better than last year. We released Paul Rillo, linebacker. We got him from the San Diego Chargers or Los Angeles Chargers during the summer, and we released him. No, wait, I think it was from the Falcons. He was either from the Falcons or the Chargers. And then we signed Josh McCown at quarterback for that backup quarterback. So we have Carson Wentz, Nate Sudfeld, and Josh McCown. Josh McCown has been all over the league for the past decade and a half. He's a very, very strong backup, and he came out of retirement because he had an opportunity to play with us, and he was saying that if he had an opportunity he would play football again. So we got him out of retirement, and he brings that veteran quarterback or essence to the team, and he's going to help coach Carson Wentz and Nate Sudfeld more along those aspects. Hopefully we don't see him on the field during this year. When he's not on the field playing, I hope he never gets a chance to play, because that means that Carson Wentz is hurt, and we definitely don't want Carson Wentz to hurt, because he is second most to MVP odds, or to win the MVP. He has second most highest percentage to win the MVP this year, so we want him to play an entire year because he hasn't the past couple. But Josh McCown's going to bring that veteran quarterback essence and help coach Carson Wentz along the way and key aspects. We signed Orlando Cedric, cornerback from the Chiefs, and we also released him. We signed him about a month and a half ago, but then we released him a couple days ago. And we signed LeBlanc to a 1-year contract too, but sadly, along with Mills, he is on the injured reserved. Now, that just means that he is going to be coming back, but that just means that we don't have to actually put him on the 53-man roster. But I think his return is going to come during the season. We also replaced, yet again, Richard Rodgers on the injured reserved. He was there all year last year, so we didn't get to see him much, and he only caught a few passes. But if he gets healthy, I don't think he will. I think it was a serious injury. But if he gets healthy, he's going to bring that third tight end essence, in which is going to be really strong, along with Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. Here are the few key players that we signed to the practice squad and did not waive. Bruce Hecker, Kyle Loretta, Boston Scott, and Greg Ward. Greg Ward, wide receiver, Boston Scott, running back, Kyle Loretta, quarterback, and Bruce Hector, defensive tackle. And we also released offensive line Steven Rosuski. We got him from the Titans a couple years back, and he was a solid offensive lineman, but he was just struggling. The last segment of this video dragged on for too long, but the last segment of this video is some rumors that have been happening in the past couple of weeks that are really interesting. One of them being he possibly could get Javion Clowney from the Houston Texans. But I'm glad that we didn't pick up Clowney, because one, he would be way too expensive. He would want a very expensive long-term contract in which he was trying to seek with the Houston Texans. And we would have to trade maybe a player from our own team, and we would have to trade high round picks in the draft. So he was not worth it at all, and plus our all defensive line is already stacked as it is. Our defensive line is already stacked, and I believe that we need to believe in Derek Burnett and for him to get to that star level player. And lastly, another rumor that has been going on is possibly getting Melvin Gordon from the Los Angeles Chargers. Howie Roseman was just playing around with this. I don't think he was actually serious, but he was just seeing what the Chargers were able to trade for Gordon. And he just threw up this trade option, and we would give the Chargers Jordan Howard a few mid-round pick trades and have the Chargers pay his salary for this year. But he was just playing around, and I don't think he was actually serious, and the Chargers denied that trade. So we didn't get Melvin Gordon. And which this is actually really interesting because we already have a solid running back core, and this would just improve it that much more because I believe that Gordon has more potential than Howard. But I mean, Howard is still a very good running back, and I would take Howard over Gordon right now with the cost that we would have to get for Gordon. And that is it for this episode, and I'm going to be possibly starting up the preview games before the games on Sunday, Monday, Thursdays, or whatever. But I don't think I'm going to have time due to college, so I might just have a reaction video up on after the game. So I may be posting 3 videos a week and or just 1 video a week due to how much work I actually have in college, in which I'm already having a crap ton of work, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do 3 videos a week. But yeah, and thanks for watching.